What's going on, Joe? How have you been? Ooh,
Good, man. Good, relaxing weekend. Enjoyed the 3 day.
the 3 day.
3 day. Yep, I sure did.
Saw that you had a staycation. That's nice, man.
Yeah, a little staycation, dude. I was over there eating at that, what's it called? The Ambler is what they call it. The Ambler over there at the Hotel Contensa. It was
Yeah.
good stuff, man. I had the salmon, dude. I've been on a health kick lately, so I had the salmon. I think I had one beer. I drank water. Just enjoyed it. It was like a 3 course meal. They bring you your starter out, which was just chips and salsa, chips and queso, something like that. Then I had the salmon, and then they brought me a dessert, which was like a chocolate bread pudding, because they have this what is it like? They have the culinary week that's coming up, so they started
Yeah.
that on the weekend. So they had this whole menu aimed if you're wanting to try something from some of the best I guess dishes that are out there at these nice restaurants. So Hotel Contensa, the Ambler, was part of that, so I got to try it. It was very good, Mike. Really nice to
Very
sit in a
nice.
nice hotel and just be pampered.
Less than a minute to the start of the show. We
Yeah.
are. I spent the time with my daughters this weekend. They came to Conroe, both of them.
Yeah.
So it was pretty nice. Playing some everything from video games to board games to just hanging out, dude. Hanging out, watching the Houston Texans drop pants. Golly, man.
Who saw that coming?
CJ Stroud sucks.
Where's my 20, Mike?
I'll give you your 20, dude. I'm not gonna welch on the bet, dude. I'll give you your 20. How do you want it, man? Do you want Venmo? Do you want Cash App, or do you want me to just
I'll put
give
it
it to you when
cash
we have
money.
our party?
I'll put it on the back of the money clip.
Oh, where the dreams don't fade from the river walk night to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210. Oh, it's the life that we chose.
We're rising together on a Monday. It's game day for the San Antonio Spurs, who have won 3 games in a row tonight. The I-10 rivalry against the Houston Rockets. I will be in attendance, Joe. I will be in the 8th row pretending to be a jackal. I'm going to make up my own chants. I'm going to have everybody chiming on in. I'm going to pass out lyrics and stuff like that. No, I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to have fun, dude. I already got the Spurs gear on. Spurs battling the Rockets. It's a big game. Rockets here by 4.5 points. We're going to get into that game. We'll talk about the Spurs later on in the show as well, because Wemby was named as an all-star starter. Carter Bryant, welcome to the team, my man. Taking
Well,
Jeremy Sohan's minutes over the weekend. Have we seen a passing of the torch between the two? So we'll get into that. Epic battle last night. Indiana beating Miami 27-21 in the national championship game. What a great game, Joe.
it
And
was.
and that was a fantastic game. Man, I had no money on it, no stake in the game.
No
But
dog in the fight.
no dog in the fight, man. But I was cheering like crazy for that Indiana, for Fernando Mendoza.
Dude,
Very,
did you
very,
see
very
that one
nice.
play that he had that was iconic, dude? They show him rushing into the end zone, dude, taking a hit, being able to still stay on his feet, taking another hit, stretching out, getting into
Yeah.
the end zone. That was an important play right there. That was
It's
that was it.
it's going to go down as one of the greatest plays of all time of college football history, because he did that right one video game move where he dodged 2 defenders midway through the field. Looked like he was
Let-
going to get stopped.
Let me show it, dude. That was an amazing play, dude. I was watching this and I was like, I was in awe of the kid, just watching him do his thing. I'm like, this kid's gonna be something great, man, at the next level. And then watching his parents there.
Fernando keeps it himself. I'm going to run. Mendoza! Down! Fernando!
I want you to do that, Mike. Every time this kid scores a
Fernando Mania.
touchdown. Fernando.
Fernando Mania, courtesy of ESPN and ABC Sports. I'm glad that Indiana won that game. I know Carson Beck had that chance down the stretch. He was praying. Okay, dude. Okay, let's talk about that game first. Okay, the emotions of that game. First of all, it was a great battle back and forth. I love the fact that both teams did not abandon the run. Both teams had a balanced attack offensively.
Yeah.
Indiana got up top early on, looked like they were going to pull away. And both teams, the cojones to go forward on fourth down, both teams on important plays and move the sticks. They kept on doing it repeatedly. And then that play right there, they could have gone for a field goal, gone up by 6, right? And Mendoza saw that there was some space, right? He needed 5 yards, got to about 3 yards, and had 2 people in front of him. And that Miami defensive line has 2 people who will be drafted in the first round of the NFL draft, right?
No doubt.
They have one guy who will probably be drafted in the top 5 in Bain. And they were hurting that guy, dude. First quarter, they bloodied his mouth on a cheap shot. And you see the blood coming out of his mouth, and he keeps going. And then on this play, to not only get the first down, he didn't just dive for the sticks. That guy was going for the end zone. He had the wheels, he had the willpower, he had the muscle, and he got banged by 2 people, bounced off of them.
Yeah.
Presence of mind to be 3 feet away, 1 yard away to extend, Joe. A backwards extension for it for a touchdown. What I was worried about, Joe, was that play was not going to matter. I was worried that Miami was going to come back to win that game and that Miami was going to somehow steal that game and we'd be robbed of that being considered one of the greatest plays of all time. Now, that wasn't the end of the game. Miami then comes back and scores. But beyond all that, Indiana trying to put that game away, Joe.
Yeah.
They had the ball, 2nd and 1? Just get a first down, kneel the ball, and you have an offensive penalty, right, for false start. They couldn't score. It was so dramatic. Carson Beck getting the ball back and then heaving it downfield, interception, and then Joe, the final kneel. Wasn't it a kneel? That's how he couldn't kneel because he was on the 1 yard line. He had to extend over the line and get beaten up one last time in order for time to expire and for Indiana to win 27-21. Indiana becoming one of the lowest ranked teams to ever win the national championship. They started the season, Joe, ranked 20th in the nation, 100-1 odds to win the national championship. 100-1 odds to win. And this is a team that had no 5-star players. The average team that wins the national championship the last 10 years has had more than 50 on average, more than 54 and 5-star players on the roster. Indiana had only 8. All 8 were 4-star. They had a guy in Fernando Mendoza who was from Miami, who is Cuban from Miami.
One of us.
Not only was he not offered a spot by Miami, which is where he wanted to go to school, he would have gone for free, Joe. He wanted to go to that school. They not only did not give him the opportunity to have a scholarship, Joe, they didn't even allow him to try out. And he goes back. He goes to Indiana, comes back, wins the national championship in Miami at Hard Rock, at the Hard Rock over there. By the way, we are sponsored by the Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. One of us. We also powered the chat, powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera. My name is Maki Menace. That's Joe Garcia. Joe, I had no dog in the fight, Joe. I had no money on the game, but I was fully invested in wanting Fernando Mendoza to go undefeated. So many emotions with that game, Joe. I was jumping up and down, and it's one of the few games that I've ever watched in any sport where I had no stake in the game that I truly cared about, and this was the final play. Again, Mendoza having to get the ball over the line and not fumble it.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have taken a sack, could have taken a safety.
Yeah.
But, man, he had to, barrel over on the last
Jump
play.
over the pile.
Jump over the pile. Get beat up one last time. Let's take a look at it as they end the game.
Yeah, this is courtesy of ESPN.
I think it's got to be one of the greatest stories we've ever seen in college football. One of the losingest teams in college football history at the start of the year.
Look at that.
To now, the national champions.
A century of futility is forgotten. The Indiana Hoosiers are the kings of college football.
Can you imagine if you put a bet on Vegas the beginning of the season?
Put $100, he'd be cashing out what?
Woo.
10 grand?
10 grand,
10
brother.
grand. On our chat, powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera, Coach Gio says his fiance went to Indiana. It's such a crazy story to think. When he went back to games in 2022, 2023, they were trash. I saw photos of their games from last year, middle of the game, empty stands, Joe. I mean, you were talking 10% of the seats filled, and now they're the national champions at 100-1 odds, going out there and winning. I mean, they were preseason ranked at number 20, but no one in their right mind thought that they were going to win. And now they're going to go down as the greatest college football team since the 2019 LSU team that had Joe Burrow.
Undefeated.
And now you have undefeated Joe, and you had a bunch of NFL players that came out of that game. You had Jamar Chase, you had Justin Jefferson, you had Joe Burrow, quarterback, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Lots of NFL talent over there. I don't know how much NFL talent is on that Indiana team. And I don't know what Fernando Mendoza is going to do as an NFL player. He's going to be drafted number 1 overall by the Las Vegas Raiders if the Raiders don't decide to trade him for several picks. But I mean, why would they do that? You need to have a star quarterback. You need to sell jerseys. You need to have hope as a franchise. That Las Vegas team sucks. And you look at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, one of the best quarterbacks in all of football, but they don't protect him. He's on a bad team. But Fernando Mendoza is going to be.
What if you would have swapped quarterbacks, Mike? What if you would have swapped Joey Burrow with the brother from the Bills?
Well, I mean, I know Burrow played.
I think Allen could get it done. Allen can't get it done, dude.
Dude, that wasn't Allen's fault, man. Allen, there's some.
It's like he's cursed, dude. There's something there that's not letting him break on through, bro.
No, you look at the Houston Texans play, and you go, they lost because of C.J. Stroud, right? Yeah. You don't watch Buffalo play, and very rarely do you think, oh, they lost because of Josh Allen. That is just a cursed franchise and a cursed player. He didn't have a bad game. He had them in position to win. They were up in the last 2 minutes of the game. What more do you want from him? He gave them the chance to win that game. He didn't lose it for them. And it's just, it sucks to be a Buffalo Bills fan. It just really does. Going back to the 90s, making the Super Bowl 4 years in a row, not winning one. And now having to battle Mahomes, having to battle Joe Burrow, and now Drake May to make it to the Super Bowl. It's tragic what's happening over there. But it's all they can get.
Is right. It's a cursed team.
Get rid of them. Oh yeah,
it's a cursed team, bro. They have a history, man. I don't know what happened. Just like with the Cubbies, I don't know if they need to let the goat in the stadium or whatever they need to do, dude. But they need to reverse that curse. That is a cursed team if I ever saw one. And the other one that just dropped trowel and just put on a horrible performance from the offensive end. The Houston Texans, dude. C.J. Stroud was garbage, dude. Garbage. And I knew this was going to happen, man. I knew that the Pats, because they're a more well-balanced team than the Texans. The Texans have a great defense, man. But in that offense with C.J. Stroud, dude just disappeared, man. He couldn't get it done, Mike. He had a horrible game, and you got to credit the Pats for that.
Pats didn't win that game. Texans didn't lose that game. C.J. Stroud lost that game.
The Pats capitalized. The Texans gave them chances, and they capitalized, dude.
It was gift wrapped by C.J. Stroud. It was awful. But going back to the national championship game real fast, Fernando Mendoza and that team. You look at the stats, and you might think to yourself, well, Mendoza had kind of pedestrian stats. He didn't really have a ball-out game where he had 300-400 yards passing. He wasn't, throwing the ball for 3 or 4 touchdowns. But the guy is Mr. Intangibles. The guy is heart. They believe in him. He believes in his team. He says the right things. He's the perfect face for a franchise. He really is. Is he going to be Trevor Lawrence? Is he going to be Caleb Williams? Is he going to be Matt Stafford? Is he going to be one of those guys who came out of college hot? I don't know. Is it going to be Joe Burrow? I don't know. But here's the thing. Everyone has doubted him his entire career. So when I see all these people come out and say, well, he's not as good as Trevor Lawrence was when he came out of Clemson. He's not good as Joe Burrow when he came out of LSU. He's not as good as whatever. Who the F cares? Gee, the guy has proven himself time and time and time again. And there are some people who have winner DNA, the chip on the shoulder. We saw that with Baker Mayfield, right? I'm not going to say that Baker Mayfield is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, but you watch Baker Mayfield play, he has the respect of the players around him. The team around him loves him. The fans love him. and they believe in him. Whether he is a top 5 talent or not, they believe in him. And I think Fernando Mendoza is the same way, is that you have faith. When I watch my Saints play, I have no faith in any of their quarterbacks. When the Jets play, when the Browns play, when the Dolphins play, do you think they have faith in Tua? Do you think they look
No.
at Tua and think he's going to somehow get us to victory? No, you don't have that feeling about that. But Fernando Mendoza has that
He's
power.
got the swagger. He's got the swagger.
And this isn't a Tim Tebow crap where it's like, oh, well, Tebow had no arm. Mendoza has an arm, okay? He has an arm. Is he elite? No, he's really good arm. But the intangibles are off the freaking charts, man. Off the freaking charts, intangibles. And you can't quantify that, Joe. You can't.
He's a leader, man. Mendoza's a leader, bro. That's it, man. That's what you want in your QB, you know?
And Mendoza taken to the field, dropping to a knee before the game to say a prayer. You know, the dude had God on his side. Miami's quarterback had a porn star.
And they showed her on ESPN. You know, the cameraman was
dude.
that meme from, was it the Wolf of Wall Street? He was pointing, there she is. There she is.
How do they know where she sat? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how any of this works when it comes to the
I don't
broadcasting of
know,
it all.
man.
But
I
you know,
don't know.
it's funny. But JHSB says this is just another Tim Tebow 2.0. No, he's not. Tebow never knew how to pass the ball. Tim
was
Tebow
horrible,
was a
man.
running quarterback. You know, he had Aaron Hernandez, and that was basically about it. He was a bad quarterback, but he had the intangibles. Yeah, he was a leader. Yeah, but he played college. Tim Tebow played college football, and what I mean by that is not a pro style offense. And that's why he sucked in the NFL. He was not an NFL caliber quarterback. There is nobody in the world who looks at Fernando Mendoza and thinks that he doesn't belong.
Yeah, look at what Coach Gio says, Mike. Says Tebow wasn't making back shoulder throws like that. Facts,
Dude, on 4th down to that one wide receiver who hadn't dropped a pass all year long. Just amazing. And think about the duress that he was under, because he had future first rounder, and then backing them up in the linebacker for first rounders for next year, right? And they were all just chasing after him. He did that RPO where he pretended to hand off and then did the fake to the left, and everyone knew he didn't have the ball, but he got lit up, and the referees allowed it to happen, which was ridiculous. But then we have that image, Joe. End of the first quarter, second quarter, blood coming out of his mouth, coming over his mouthpiece, and guess what that does, Joe? It adds to the legend of what happened in the fourth quarter. That miraculous fourth down run, getting into the end zone, you know, needing 5 yards, being caught, looking like you're dead to rights, 3 yards into it, busting through that one, shifting out of that, getting hit by 2 players, and then dragging both of them into the end zone while doing a backhanded extension.
Yeah,
dude. I mean,
legend stuff. Dude.
Legend. You know what this is? This is Vince Young level legend. I know Vince Young was in the last minute of the game and all that stuff, and Texas against USC back in 2005. I get that. And it may not be to that level, but it's in the range, Joe. It's in the range. And Texas, by the way, when they beat USC, those are blue blood against blue blood. Here you have an Indiana team who hadn't done squat in 125 years make a miraculous run. Maybe this is in the category of NC State back in college basketball, survive and advance, Jim Valvano back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe it's in that realm when it comes to
look
it
at this, the graphic that I've had on screen for quite some time here. And it's the Big Ten, man, showing that they've won 3 in a row. They've had Michigan in 2024, Ohio State in 2025, Indiana Hoosiers, man, in 2026. So what is the better conference, Mike?
The Big Ten's the best conference in college football.
Right? Say
and
less.
You know, the thing about it is scoreboard. And then I know you have a lot of SEC fans who are like, well, if you go back the last 10 years, who gives a crap about the last 10 years? Let's talk about the last 3. Because 10 years ago, all those guys are now working jobs. They're not in the NFL right now, right? Like the players that are playing football right now don't know a life where the SEC was the champion, right? I mean, maybe the
Yeah.
seniors do, right? But if you are a second, third, or fourth, or a first, second, or third year player in college football, going to fourth year next year, all you've known is the Big Ten being the champion.
3
And
years
the
in a row.
SEC got exposed. The SEC had the lowest winning percentage among all the conferences when it came to bowls this year. They suck. And you know what it is? It's East Coast bias. It's South bias as well. You don't want to respect the Midwest teams. You don't want to respect the Ohio States. You don't want to respect the Indianas or the Oregons of the world. Those are the best teams. You can make the argument that Notre Dame was probably a top 5 team this year too.
Yeah. I think this was a good storyline for the media, right? The little man coming out and winning it all, going
Yeah.
undefeated. And the Indiana Hoosiers, nobody was really talking about them, and look at what happened this year. It's the team that caught fire. It was all about Mendoza, who was a Heisman Trophy candidate, winning the whole damn thing. And then it's just Indiana, Indiana, Indiana. This was stuff of greatness for the media, the storylines, and then for them to get here to the championship game and then go undefeated to win it all. I mean, as a reporter, what more would you want? You have so many things you can do with this. This was juicy, Mike, for all the people in the media.
Yeah.
This was the equivalent of what you say, a thick 6.
Mm-hmm. As you said, what a great storyline. We don't get this very often as sports fans. We always get the Dodgers winning. We get the Yankees winning. We get the big marquee names out there winning. We don't get the Kansas City Royals very often.
No.
We don't get the Indianas of the world very often. Now, I know Indiana is backed, and their NIL is backed by Mark Cuban, right? Former majority owner of the Dallas Mavericks, who's now a minority owner of the team. Billionaire, multi-billionaire. We know from Shark Tank and all that stuff. He was in the crowd. They kept on showing him as well. But I think this turns college football on its head because now you don't know how to create a team. Are you going to be like UT, who, by the way, ESPN projects as the second preseason AP top number 2 team in the nation next year? They were number 1 this year, then they lost to Ohio State in week 1. They were bounced by week 3. The Texas Longhorns are nothing but 4- and 5-star recruits. It's like an AAU team. And you see Indiana beat a team that has multiple first-round draft picks on the defensive side of the ball, that has Carson Beck, who will be drafted in the first day, maybe the first 3 rounds or so, rather. And it was a team that came together. I know they use the NIL, and they use the transfer portal and all that stuff, but they didn't pay big-name players to come over. They drafted the hungriest players to go over. They selected the hungriest players to go over from these powerhouse SEC and Big Ten schools, and said, "Hey, come on over. You're gonna get some play. You're gonna get some burn. How about you come over here and start, as opposed to being a backup at Bama for 3 or 4 years? Come over here and start right away."
Yeah,
and
we'll talk about
Joe,
this later.
Joe, now you're seeing that NIL and the transfer portal is bringing parity into the college football. No different than when the NFL instituted a salary cap in the mid-90s. Suddenly teams like San Francisco and Dallas could not buy championships. Now, the debate is, do you build the team and do you build the culture? Or do you try to just field a team with 22 4- and 5-star players? That's the difference.
Yeah, and the championship game was tainted at the end. Instead of Miami being the bigger guy coming out and just saying, congratulations, you go on to victory, you have these players both kind of mocking each other at the end and getting into it. And you have to have one of the coaches come in here and separate one of the University of Miami players from one of the Indiana players to end the game. And this is what happened afterwards. This is courtesy of ESPN.
See it. Perhaps you at home have seen it afterwards. That's Mark Fletcher, who swung at an Indiana player, which obviously is Tyreek Tucker, and couldn't possibly know what was said.
There's probably some taunting going on, but it's in poor taste, man.
Yeah,
Game's over. Just say congrats, move on.
and Mark Fletcher would have been the MVP of the game had Miami won. Mark Fletcher had over 100 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. He was the
Yeah.
one who busted free for a 54-yard touchdown run early in the game to make the game 10-7. It's sad to see. And what you saw from him 2 minutes later, did you see what happened to him 2 minutes later?
No.
He was hugging and handshaking Fernando Mendoza. So something tells me that Indiana player said something overboard.
Yeah.
Because
Taunting him.
it wasn't like Fletcher was going off there and flicking off everybody. He flicked off that guy, went after that guy. I'm not saying it's right,
Yeah.
but notice how he went after that guy, and a minute later, literally a minute later, is at the 50-yard line with Fernando Mendoza congratulating him, thanking him, and giving him love. So it's kind of, you got to tell both sides of the story when it comes to it all. And it's just so weird how he just quickly, when he got separated, went back to being, a good sportsman. Kind of weird.
Yeah. It probably was something was said that triggered him. It was a taunt or something happened. They're not going to say exactly what, but yeah, that's probably what it was. And look at what Coach Gio has to say here. He's saying Indiana so far hasn't gotten the great talent in the transfer portal. They have the TCU QB coming next year.
But notice what they're doing there, Joe. Is it great talent, or are they getting just a lot of good talent and making the good talent great? Because it's not like they're going out there and poaching Georgia's quarterback. They're not poaching Alabama's quarterback.
No.
Georgia and Bama do that. They're not going out there and trying to get Arch Manning. They're getting players from, there was one guy that won a national championship yesterday who was at Texas State. They went to Texas State in San Marcos, Texas. Yes, I rolled my R's. They went over there and got a guy from San Marcos to go over there and play for Indiana and win a natty. That's amazing. That's amazing, man.
You know what else is amazing? Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Wemby. We're going to talk about him too.
Need a segue powered by PF Chang's La Cantera and Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio.
Yeah.
Wemby named an all-star. He won he got the all-star bid by like 5,000 votes. Did you see that, Joe?
Yeah, I saw that. It was almost a tiebreaker. They were saying between 6 and 7 because him and Ant-Man were kind of just separated just by a few votes there. It was really close, man.
Well, now you're seeing there's some players out there because it's a 3-way thing, right? When it comes to the all-star, you have fan voting, you have coaches voting, I believe, and then you have the players voting as well. And Bronny James got 2 votes. So why are they giving the players the vote when they have Bronny James? Yes, a couple of people voting for Bronny James. You had one guy who hadn't played all year get 4 votes. So the players aren't taking it seriously. Not all of the players taking it seriously, but we do have the fan results that are in, and again, the top 5 from the West and East get to do it. Get to go as starters. Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Steph Curry, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Wemby advance. Denny Avdija did not get the starting bid, but he'll be in there. He's had a fantastic year. On the East, you have Giannis, Tyrese Maxey, Jalen Brunson, Jaylen Brown, and Cade Cunningham.
Look at that 6 and 7 though. How close that was between Vic and Ant-Man. It was like maybe what 5,000 votes.
5,000 votes, man, or 4,500 votes, man. Less than 5,000.
Man.
What we're gonna see, Joe, that's gonna be interesting is guess who are gonna be teammates because it's U.S. versus the world.
Oh, Nikola Jokic.
No, you get Giannis and Wemby.
Oh yeah,
we get
Giannis, Wemby. Yeah,
we get to see. So here's a front court for the international: Jokic, Giannis, Wemby. Come on, man. That's arguably the 3 best players in the NBA right now.
Because now they do it like what, Team World or something like that.
Yeah, then you add Doncic to it all. Put that thing back in the mix there. Shai Gilgeous. Okay, so the team would be The team would be as a starting five, I believe, would be SGA, Doncic, Wemby, Giannis, and Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
That's
That's not fair. That's not fair. Who are they going to go up against? Jalen Brunson? Come on. Jalen Brown? Come on, man. They're going
thought I had the
they're going to
graphic.
be bodied and muscled the entire time.
Yeah, I thought I had that graphic where we're showing Team World versus everybody else. I mean, it was ridiculous, the names that they had on there.
Now, Highman 2358 on our chat, powered by PF Chang's Lacadetta, brings up a good point. He says LeBron should not be an all-star playing only a quarter of the season. That's why his averages are decent. So,
I don't think he was named to the All-Star game for the first time in his career.
well, they haven't named the reserves yet.
Yeah.
So LeBron James didn't make any friends last year because I don't know if you remember this, but last year he didn't play the All-Star. He made the All-Star team but didn't play, and he didn't tell anybody that he wasn't going to play until the day of the game, which cost somebody an All-Star bid. Because had he told everybody a day or two before, I'm not going to play, I'm not healthy, I have an ankle injury, they would have what? Offered an All-Star bid to somebody else.
Yeah. But he didn't want somebody to take his spot.
But it doesn't take away from him being an all-star. That's the thing. He's still considered to be an all-star whether he plays or not.
Yeah.
But LeBron James has no business being in the All-Star game this year.
No, dude. He's done, dude. He was done last season. And this is the graphic that they were showing. Team World would be stacked. And look at it, it's just exactly as you said, Mike. Giannis, Luka, SGA, because he's from Canada. Luka Doncic, right? Jokic, should I say? You have Jokic here, Serbia, and you have Wemby from France. That starting five right there, scary, Mike.
Oh, it is scary. It might be the greatest starting five of all time, to be honest with you.
It'd be like the Harlem Globetrotters versus what was that? The other
Washington
team
Generals.
The
Washington Generals. So the Lakers have played 41 games, and we've seen LeBron play just over half of them. So LeBron has played half the games, hasn't been just a quarter, but I mean, he doesn't deserve to be in there. But what if they gave him an honorary bid? What if they said, hey, because he's LeBron, he's the second best player to ever play the NBA. That's why. Third best, top three. I won't give him one, but he's 2 or 3 on that list. To me, it's Michael Jordan and Kareem. Those are the top 2 players. You want to put LeBron over Kareem? You want to put LeBron right after Kareem? That's the order. That's 1, 2, and 3. It is what it is. But no, but they could give him a bid, and they can just say, hey, look, we're gonna have a career appreciation type of thing. Go tip your hat because we all know it's his final year.
Oh, it has to be, man. He's got sciatica. Father Time's caught up with LeBron, dude. Father Time's undefeated. He should have retired at least 2 seasons ago. You know, go out with your head up, held high, playing at a high level, man, while you can still walk off the court with dignity. Now it's just a mere shell of what he used to be. I mean, he's declined so much this season. He's been missing a lot of games because he's been injured. They don't really play him on the back end of back-to-backs now. He has that big old man chair that he sits on. He doesn't even look like he wants to be out there. Like the love he once had for the game, it's left him. You even show pictures of him sitting down on the other side of the sidelines while his teammates are all huddled up, talking about the next play and what's going to happen out on the court. He's checked out, dude. He's thinking about retirement. He's just getting a paycheck at this time. That's it.
He wanted to play with his son. He got to play with his son.
Yeah.
Time to move on. Hey, guess who's playing like an MVP the last 2 games?
Wemby.
Wemby.
You know what's funny? This is funny, dude. This is what I've been making for everybody, right? That shows up. I'm going to have some of these for the people that show up to our event. We might have to reschedule, by the way. I'm going to talk with the people tonight, see what we're going to do. But these are business card sized bottle openers. They're all metal. So I have Area 210 on one end, and on the back, it's going to be a little surprise for the people because it is going to have on the back, Mira Wemby.
Yeah.
So something just to give to the peeps. I'll probably have like 20 or 30 of these already made. So if you all go when we have the event, you're for the first 20 or 30, you'll get a little something extra.
Joe, the last 3 games, and I'm looking forward to our party when it does happen. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to seeing what you're creating. But I'm looking at Wemby's stats, Joe. Last game against Utah, Spurs have won 3 in a row, right? They beat Milwaukee, Minnesota, and Utah to sweep the homestand. Wemby, the last 3 games, he made 7 of 12 3-pointers the last game against Utah. That's the second most 3-pointers he's ever made in his career in a game. You add up the last 3 games in this homestand, he made 16 3-pointers out of 27, Joe. 16 out of 27. That right there is a percentage of 59%. Do you know what that did to his season average, Joe?
Bumped it up.
It lifted it from 35% to 40 for the year.
Mira, Wemby.
40%. Joe, if you are a 40% three-point shooter, you are officially elite. That is the range of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Joe. Now, Curry and Klay Thompson would be in the 41, 42 range. 34 through 36 is considered to be average. 36 to 38 is above average. Anything above 38 is good. 40 is considered elite, and there he is. There he is. But JHS says, I'm not impressed. Wemby can't stay with that good consistently. But for the year, he's at 40%. I mean, I don't know what else to say. For the year, he's at 40%.
You know what's amazing, Mike? We forget that he's putting up these numbers and he's still on a minutes restriction, playing about 26 minutes a night.
Yeah, and he's still been hurt, Joe. I mean, he has a career high this year, Joe. Despite the injury to his calf and all that stuff, and missing so many games last year with deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah.
He has the highest effective shooting percentage of his career. He's at 57.4. That means something to me because I'm all about the analytics. And you know what? He's been playing like an MVP since what, Joe?
He shaved the head.
Since he shaved the head. Thank you, Kelvin.
You know what? Speaking of that, what are we going to do here? Sean was talking to me the other day, telling me about maybe we're going to do some collaboration with our barbershop. Me and you might be getting some haircuts while we're live doing the show, Mike. Do you want to get the Wembeyazo? You gonna shave your head bald?
No, man. I have a job.
There it is. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah. Because when I saw the Jackals doing that the other day, I was like, man, I can't do that. I got a job and I have a woman.
What do you call that? Unemployed shenanigans?
I didn't say that, but you did.
Woo!
Tonight, the Spurs taking on the Houston Rockets. Joe, I'm in section 101. Did you know that at Houston's Toyota Center, which is where the Rockets play, section 101 is considered to be the Spurs section, Spurs fan section. I learned that by accident. A couple of years ago, I took my dad to the Spurs game, and we got really, really good seats over there in Houston. And I happened to be in section 101, and I'm looking around, and I'm kind of confused. I'm like, I was expecting to see some silver and black jerseys, but I wasn't expecting to be the entire crowd. And it turns out, Joe, that I accidentally bought seats to the Spurs section, which was great because I was with the gente, right?
Yeah.
And so I'll be back there tonight with Chica. Chica's got a nice dress with the Spurs outfit on, and Mira, the sparkle jacket and the sparkle boots.
Yeah.
So we'll be
that's
taking
her favorite color. We jokingly make fun of her and say her favorite color is sparkles.
Sparkles and glitter.
Yep.
So we'll be out there.
You know
man.
what sparkles right now to me, Mike? This stat that they had put out there, or you put out here, and I just retweeted it. And it's talking about Spurs, who have the most 30-point games in Spurs history, right?
Yeah,
and
Wemby moved into the top 9.
Surpassing Manu.
Tying Manu Ginobili for 9th all time. This is the most 30-point games, courtesy of San Antonio Spurs broadcasting. Okay, go ahead. Go, Joe.
No, I was saying, like, you're looking at this, and it's like, Wemby's been hurt most of the season, coming back, still on a minutes restriction, coming back from injury, playing 26 minutes a night. And I'm going to give him his flowers. I mean, look at what he's done in the 26 minutes. Most 30-point game performances. And you have Victor Wembanyama passing up the great Manu Ginobili. You know, he's just a couple games removed from passing up DeMar DeRozan, which I'm pretty sure he's going to get up there. But at the top of the list here, making that top 5, who do you have? Tony Parker, Mike Mitchell, that doesn't get talked about enough from the perspective of Spurs fans and Spurs history in general. They don't know a lot about Mike Mitchell. 73 30-point games. And people are
Amazing.
going to say, "Who's that?" If you know, you know. Go do your history. He's one of the greatest Spurs that we have out there who does not have his jersey retired.
He's probably the greatest Spur that doesn't have his jersey
You
retired. That's
know?
not named Kawhi Leonard, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting because as time goes on, his name's going to be relatively forgotten because we've had the Tim Tony and Manu era. We now have the Wemby, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Fox era. But back in the day, we've had Mike Mitchell's son, Mike Mitchell Jr., on the show a few times. Mitchell was the truth, man. The guy was a bucket. He was a walking bucket. And we all remember George Gervin because of the ice thrown. We remember the signature move, the finger roll. But Mike Mitchell could score, dude. He could score 20, 25 points per game. Whatever you needed him to do, he did for the Spurs. And we had Johnny Moore's jersey retired. We had Paul Silas's jersey retired. But the one that
Even Bruce Bowen.
James Silas, rather. We've had Bruce Bowen retired. Mike Mitchell posthumously, he passed away over a decade ago, posthumously needs to be lifted to the rafters, man.
He's one of the greats that we've ever had in the silver and black, and he doesn't get talked about enough. And he deserves a spot up there with the rest of them.
Right.
Hopefully that'll happen one day.
And keep in mind, this is scoring 30 points per game when you were able to get mauled in the lane.
Yeah, you get your head taken off, dude. There was no rules, no blood, no foul back then.
I mean, and even if there was blood, was there a pool of blood or trail in the blood? I mean, which one was it?
Yeah. Mike Mitchell was probably arguably the strongest Spur they ever had on the team, dude. This dude had like some ungodly amount of strength. You hear all the stories from the older Spurs players talking about him.
Oh my God, man. He was ripped, dude. He was ripped. Joe, we'll talk more about sports. We got NFL talk to get into. We have lots to get into. Kind of want to do a Hard Rock segment on entertainment for a little bit. But let's give some love to Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio, our newest sponsor.
The Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio is Riverwalk dining at its best. With great scenic views along with its amazing collection of rock memorabilia, there is something for everyone. Enjoy happy hour weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $8 and $10 appetizers, $5 domestic drafts, and $6 craft import drafts at the bar only. Try some of the Hard Rock Cafe's legendary steak burgers, or my personal favorite, such as the grilled salmon or baby back ribs. Make sure to visit the third level and enjoy the DJ as you take in the city skyline. The Hard Rock Cafe is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast. One take, baby. That's all it took on that one.
Very, very, very nice. Again, Hard Rock Cafe. We're going to be doing events over there. We're going to have an event for the NBA draft, an event for the NFL draft. And NBA draft is in June. NFL draft is in April. Dude, I was looking at it the other day. We saw the Milwaukee Bucks yesterday beat the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks, dude, Spurs have a swap with Atlanta this year. Atlanta's lost 18 of 25 games, Joe. I extrapolated that. I said if they kept losing at that pace, 18 out of 25 the rest of the way, their final record would be on track right now to be either the 7th or 8th team in the draft when it comes to like the odds winning the lottery. Can you imagine the Spurs get a top 7 pick, Joe, in a loaded draft this year? A top 8 pick in a loaded draft?
Pick someone who can shoot the ball.
Kingston Fleming. Kingston Fleming from San Antonio, Brennan High School, man. He's killing it for the Houston Cougars.
Mike used to go ahead and call his games, right?
Yeah, for JV. Yeah. I couldn't do the varsity games, man. There was like a line. You had to be a badass to do the varsity games back then, but it's very funny. Hey, Joe, Hard Rock fact. Chica and I want to talk some entertainment with you, Joe. Do you ever go back and revisit old movies? When I say old, talk about movies from the 90s, right? At least 30 years old, right?
Yeah.
So Chica wanted to watch some movies, and she goes, "I want like a drama, like something really, really like gritty." So I showed her American History X.
Oh God, dude.
With Edward Norton.
Yeah, that old movie from back in the day.
Dude, that movie was crazy. That movie was crazy and insane. So then last night, Chica was like, "Let's watch another movie," right? And I was like, "Okay, let's watch a movie." And I said, "What do you want to watch? What kind of movie?" And she goes, "Like a true crime, drama again." So I'm going through Paramount, right? I'm just looking for a movie, looking for a movie,
What on
looking
The
for.
Fugitive, dude? That was a good one.
Yeah, but that's gimmicky. I love The Fugitive, one of my favorite movies, dude. One of my favorite movies, but it's I did not kill my wife. I don't care. That's all that stuff.
Well, what about the sequel, U.S. Marshals? That one was good too.
Never saw that
Wesley
one.
Snipes. That's a
Never.
good one. You should watch it.
So I'm going through Paramount, and I came across the movie Dead Man Walking
Okay.
with Sean Penn and Susan Sarandon. At the end of the movie, I'm sorry, I can give it away. It's 35 years old,
Jeez, man.
right?
Yeah, man. It's not like a new movie that just came out like a month ago or a week ago. Come on.
So he's on death row, and he's about to be executed. And they come in, they bring his family in to say their final goodbyes, right? His little brother, now he had 3 brothers, right? But one of his little brothers was Jack Black. Dude, I was not expecting that, dude. As serious of a movie as that was, and I hadn't seen it since like the 90s. And Chica was like grabbing onto my wrist because it was kind of an intense movie. To see Jack Black in that role was just so weird, Joe. Because Jack Black's that kind of guy that just like I feel of him like he's School of Rock, he's
Yeah.
Jumanji,
Jumanji.
he's that.
Don't forget Kung Fu Panda. Don't
He's
forget that
Kung Fu
one.
Panda, dude. Nice. What did you watch this weekend, Joe? What movies did you watch?
I was watching sports, dude. I was pulled up at the bar over there at the Hotel Contenza, dude. I was watching some sports. I was watching the games.
Nice. So no movies, no movies.
No, I mean, when I got back to the room, I turned on the TV to go lay down and go to sleep. And they were playing on FX. Was it an Aliens versus Predator marathon? So I caught Aliens versus Predator Requiem, and I forgot how bad the acting was in that movie, dude. I couldn't stop watching because it was so awful. Have you ever watched a movie that's just so bad you can't stop watching the train wreck? So I was invested in it, and I had to watch how it ended. It was awful, Mike. It was as bad as I remembered.
Have you ever walked out of a movie because it was so
Yeah.
bad?
Yeah. I walked out of one. I forgot way back in the early 2000s. I forgot which one it was. It was so bad. I'm like, I'm out, dude.
I remember walking out of House Party back in the day.
Which one? With Kid and Play?
Kid and Play.
Oh, my.
That was the dumbest movie. And then the other movie that I walked out of was Terrifier. I thought it was like unnecessary.
That one, you know what you're getting into. If you're going to go see that one, it's
What it was.
Yeah.
I literally walked into that movie not knowing what Terrifier was.
Yeah.
Was not expecting it, by the way. Greg's asking the question, did Chica ruin the 2 movies? She didn't ruin either one of them. She loved both of those movies. American History X, the funny part of that movie, you see an actor like Jack Black in that movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, she ruined American History X in one scene, right? So the first scene of the movie, you see Edward Norton's character having sex with his girlfriend, right? And Chico was like, okay, it's a sex scene, whatever. But they keep on showing them changing positions. And she goes, I knew what was going on after the first position. You don't need to change positions. Because Edward Norton's just flipping the chick around, right? Who, by the way, is Vicky Valancourt from what's that movie called? Bobby Boucher.
Oh, The Water Boy.
Waterboy.
Yeah. And was it The Craft? That movie, The Craft.
Oh, she was
Yeah.
in The Craft also?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So it's like, oh my God, she's with Vicky Valancourt. And Sam Salinas is the only person who knows her name. Farisa Balk.
Yeah.
Hey, so Joe, I'm looking at things on Paramount. I've gotten into Paramount because I subscribed to it to watch Landman. The
Yeah.
Landman was kind of trash. So I started looking around. I have the 1 month subscription, and I ended up like going, man, these are pretty good movies.
Yeah.
Looking at the highest ranked movies on there. You know what one of the highest ranked movies was for sports that's on Paramount right now. Like it got a like the watchers, the moviegoers, 4.8 stars out of 5. Unnecessary Roughness with Scott Bakula. Remember that movie was filmed at Texas
I
State?
remember that one. I remember that one.
Sinbad.
God, dude.
Kathy Ireland, I think, was also in that movie.
That's
She was the field goal
awful, dude.
kicker. I'm gonna watch it right now. I'm gonna stop doing the podcast, go watch Unnecessary Roughness.
Jeez.
And it was the first time they were called Texas State, right?
Yeah.
The armadillos. It's so funny, Joe.
They were saying that, oh, by the way, George Gervin makes a cameo in a recent sports movie. It's a table tennis named Marty something, he was saying.
Nice.
So there you go. San Antonio's own George Gervin in a movie. But you know, there's a good series. I was telling you and Chica should watch it on Paramount Plus. My boy Jonas was telling me about it, and it's pretty interesting, dude. It's called Tracker. So it's basically about this guy. He's kind of like a bounty hunter, and he gets paid to track people down, kind of like a personal, like private eye. And it's kind of follows him, and because he lives like out of an RV and stuff, and he's traveling all over the place, and that's how he makes his money, by tracking people down. That's kind of interesting. It's something that not a lot of people, I guess, know about or watch, but when you start watching it, you kind of get into it. It's a series, but I think you might like it.
Interesting. I like those types of shows, man. Those or types of movies. We're
Yeah.
really into true crime over here, man. We jokingly say before going to bed, you want to watch Dead People, which means Dateline or 48 Hours or To Catch a Killer, To Catch a Predator. One of them. We want to see somebody go down, right?
Yeah.
That forensic files, whatever the case may be. Another Hard Rock issue from this weekend. My daughter bought a game. She gave it to me for Christmas, and Gabby and Ava came to Conroe to hang out. By the way, the house that we put an offer on in Conroe, we got rejected, man. They went with an offer, so now we're still hunting. Might be San Antonio area, might be Conroe area. We shall
You
see.
got outbid, brother. Damn.
We got outbid. It was a beautiful house, man, on 2 acres. Had
How
a
much did
pool.
they outbid you by? 10 grand?
They didn't say.
Oh man, I bet it was high then if they outbid you.
They asked for 589, and we offered them 550.
All right. So maybe somebody gave them price or higher. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's this game that reminds me of the movie Pitch Perfect, where you flip a card over, and if there's a word on there, the first person to sing a song using that word gets to get a point, right? So there was one word that was put on there, and I want people in the chat to take part in this. So if I flip a card over and say that the word that has to be used in the song lyric is shy, S-H-Y, not Shy the 90s band, but the word shy. Tell me what song you would have said is the first song that will remind you of the word shy. The word shy is in the lyric. I this is a social experiment here to prove something to my daughter, by the way. Joe, give me a name. Give me a song title with the not. Does that have to be the title? Doesn't have to be in the title.
A
Just
song
the-
with shy.
The lyrics shy. The word shy is in a lyric.
Lyric shy. I don't know, dude. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Nothing that is, what do you call it? Like that I can think of that's well known. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm taking a photo of this, sending this to my daughter and to Chica right here. So we have two people here saying, I'm assuming shy guy that everyone's saying that's shy, that's. Oh goodness, sorry, my phone's going on. So they're saying a shy guy. I don't know if that's Billie Eilish, but people are on here putting down their like train wreck says Kaja Gugu. That's exactly what I said. I said, so again, you flip the card over, they give you a word. The word was shy. The first person to grab the microphone gets a point if they can sing a song that uses the word shy. So everyone like train wrecks and Black Bucket and all they're saying too shy, hush hush, why, too shy, hush hush. That's what I said, right? So Chica and Gabby didn't want to give me the point because they said that no one knows that song. So here I am going on
You Spotify.
Spotify, showing them that Kaja Gugu has more than 3 million listens or 2.5 million listens of Too Shy. You guys have all proven me correct, by the way.
Yeah. Well, you got to be of a certain age to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're probably like, I've never heard about it before because they're too young, you know?
So what's that song Shy Guy? Because I'm thinking of Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Does she say?
Diana King, Shy Guy. I don't know what that song is.
It's a good song. It's a good game, Joe. It's kind of like Pitch Perfect, when you have to do the riff off. That's kind
Yeah.
of what it is. But it's like, like the word could be welcome. You grab the mic, welcome to the jungle, right? It's that kind of game. And then you
There
have to
was
go
one. I gotta get it. I gotta watch it again. But there was this one that I was watching because when I'm watching TV, right? Because I just have it on as a backdrop because I'm
Yeah.
working. I need something on. And there's these guys that I watch on YouTube, and they're stupid, dude. They do a bunch of shenanigans. And one of the things that they were doing is they were all around getting around this table, and they were playing this card game. And the card game is just a bunch of nonsense. Like they'll be like, you pick a card, and they'll be like, all right, who at this table was the ugliest baby? What was the ugliest baby that's sitting at the table? And all the guys are pointing at each other, and then they show the baby pictures of what these guys look like, and they all pick the right one. They're like, yeah, you were pretty damn ugly, So it's fun to watch those kinds of things, like games, little card games like that. They are funny, when you're playing
Yeah.
them with a group of people because everybody starts kidding around and having fun, So I get the allure behind it.
That's funny. That's funny. No, we had a fantastic time, dude, and I'm gonna have a fantastic time tonight with Chica. We'll be at the Toyota Center watching the Spurs
Yeah.
tonight. The Rockets are 4.5-point favorites, and I'm interested to see. The last time I was there in Houston to watch the Spurs play over there, that was the dust up between Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks, and Jeremy Sohan. But Sohan hasn't been playing lately. I know he played a couple weeks ago. But in the last game, we had Carter Bryant go out there and get some run. And Carter Bryant, for the first time in months, looked like an NBA player. Okay. I'm not signing any apology form whatsoever, but golf clap. He looked good out there.
Look at Mike. This is what our friend Paul Garcia, and I just talked to Paul the other day. He's going to try to come on the show when he's on spring break because he's a teacher. He
Yeah.
teaches over there in El Paso. But he was saying that this was Carter Bryant's best game of the season. Career high in points, Mike. 11 points of 4 or 5 from field goals, right? 4 or 5.
Mhm.
So what he was doing from shooting from field goal range. 3 rebounds, 1 steal, and 2 blocks in 14 minutes for the Rook. So he had 14 minutes of play, and he was able to put up these points. He was being very productive, very efficient.
And he looked very good defensively. I mean, I know
Yeah, he
you
did.
said that he had the 2 blocks and the 1 steal, but some things that didn't show up on the box score, he was doing. And that is, I'm glad to see it. I'm really glad to see it. Jeremy Sohan is a bust. I'm afraid that Carter Bryant's going to be Sohan 2.0. But if he can actually develop a mid-range game, I'm not asking him to shoot threes. He did knock down a 3-pointer, if I'm not mistaken, in the game. I don't need that, dude. You don't need to dazzle me with that. Show me some proficiency from 5 feet. Show me some proficiency from 10 to 15 feet, and I'd
Mike,
be a happy man.
I don't need the razzle dazzle. Just go out there and do your job.
And you know what? Defensively, he might actually be better than Sohan.
I think the kid is, man. And I think that's why he's going to be better than Sohan. He's not going to be just like another version of him. But one of the things you do like about the kid is that he's not afraid to talk to the media. And he had something to say after the game. They were asking him some questions here. So let me go ahead and play this. This is courtesy of the official NBA on the X. So let's hear it.
You're not quite as tall as him, so I'm curious, what do you think you can do to be on that kind of level of player, and what do you see of like the work it takes to be that kind of guy?
I think I could be the second best defender in the world because, it's hard to be the best defender in the world when a guy is 7'5" and can move like a monster out there. So
You're not quite as tall as him,
So they were just asking him, because he has the potential to be a very good defensive type of player, So they were asking him, where do you see yourself? And he's like, second best player. I can't be a Wemby, because
Well,
of course nobody can because of the size and the length,
I think that his style of defense, at least what we saw in the last game, was different than Sohan's and different than Wemby's. It was more Wemby defense than his Sohan defense, because when Sohan tries to D you up defensively, he's the one that tries to initiate everything, right? He tries to trap, he tries to press you, right? Wants you to, he tries to get up in your face. Carter Bryant goes back and forth between getting in someone's face and letting the play develop to him. And that is very cerebral. That shows a very high basketball IQ on the defense side of the ball. For him to recognize, on this play, I need to press up. On this play, I need to be the aggressor. But in other plays, I got to let the play develop, and then I need to swallow him up mid-play. That is a basketball IQ that you can't teach, Joe. That just comes with ability. And defensively, he could throw a fastball, he could throw a curveball. Defensively, he could throw a changeup. Defensively, he can come at you from different angles. That's exciting to watch. It came to fruition against Utah. It looked good. Let's see if he can do that again, because the Spurs are playing a Houston Rockets team. Chica was asking me. I drove Chica to work today because I'm picking her up from work at 4:00 so that we can go to the stadium and be there for the game at tip-off at 7.
Yeah.
Driving to Houston sucks. We're an hour from Houston anyway. Doing it during rush hour is going to be god-awful.
No one can drive on that highway anyway. That highway is awful any time of day, more or less during rush hour. I can't even imagine, dude. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it'll be an hour and a half getting back home tonight.
Yeah, no doubt, dude.
Once we get on the freeway, so it sucks. But I want to cheer on the Spurs, and
and they have that stupid fast lane that you have to have the pass for,
right?
So you can kind of bypass the traffic. It's dumb.
Well, I mean, they also have an HOV lane, so I mean that's. I am pro HOV lane. I'm not a big fan of having to pay tolls, but the HOV lane, for high occupancy vehicles, yay, it's nice.
Yeah,
nice.
You know what else was making waves for me here? The play of Juan Stephon Castle, your son. You should let him back in the house, Mike. He's been playing good as of late.
Yeah.
Look at what he's doing, Mike. This is stuff that I've seen him do all season with the big elote, right? You seen him do that with Cornette.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's starting to find his rhythm with Wemby. The light bulb finally went on, and he's like, you know what? Maybe I should get the ball or lob the ball to the tallest guy on the court.
Maybe.
Finally, maybe, Look at this play.
Hopefully he gets a few more.
Yeah, he had 3 or 4.
Victor Elliott, area 51.
Beautiful, man. Half court lob to Wemby, dude. Who would have thought that?
It was beautiful, courtesy of FanDuel. But there's 2 parts to that story. I mean, the first part of that story is great pass and the vision for that, but it was also Wemby getting to his spot, because there have been cases where Wemby's been bodied out down the court.
He beat the defense. He beat the defense down court.
Chica asked me tonight. She goes, Michael, who's going to win tonight? Because Chica cheers for the Spurs, but she's like, she cheers for the Spurs. She's all right with the Rockets.
Houston.
And I told her, I said, look, you're not from Houston. You never lived in Houston. Chica is she grew up in Austin. She lived in West Texas. She's lived in Conroe for the last 10 years. So she cheers for the Spurs because her mom's a Spurs fan, but she doesn't hate the Rockets like I do. And I told her, I said, no, man. I said, no, we're not going to go over to that game and go, oh, well, if the Rockets win, it's okay, because it's not. I told her, we're on the drive to her work today, to her dental office. I said, look, I said this in quotes, we want Houston to lose every game. We want them to blow out 7 ACLs today. Say it with me. We hate the Houston Rockets. We bleed and live and die for the San Antonio Spurs when it comes to sports. And then she goes, interesting take. She goes, okay. She goes, I didn't have Rockets loyalty, but I like the Spurs. She's asking me, Joe. She's already asked me to turn into an Astros fan. I said, well, I don't care about baseball. I don't care about baseball. I cheer for the Rangers, but it's not like it's like a diehard thing. But she wants me to cheer for her football team, Joe.
The Texans. They ain't even in the playoffs.
Well, no, for future years.
Yeah,
She was like,
behind CJ Stroud, bro. No,
she's
man.
like, I told her, with that quarterback. But it's so funny because I told her, I said, look, I said, babe, I said, it should be, according to Vegas, the Rockets should win this game. 4.5 point spread. The Rockets are playing at home. The Spurs played last night. The Rockets have a very athletic team, and it's about matchups. And the Spurs don't match up well against the Rockets necessarily. But then again, we haven't seen them very often against a Castle Harper Cornet combo with Wemby and Fellas. So there's that to say that I think the Spurs have everything it takes to win tonight.
Yeah.
But I'd be slightly surprised if they did. Just how things are stacked. Joy-Con says Mike, his NFC main girl is the Saints, and his Sancho team could be the AFC. So there you go. I would have to put a waivers on the waiver wire, the Cincinnati Bengals, and pick up the Texans as my Sancho team.
Yeah. And they're asking us to kind of comment, let's say, on Timberwolves here. Because the Timberwolves and the Spurs, they have this thing, the Spurs with the Timberwolves, where they go up big and then they have horrible third quarters and they let the Timberwolves right back in the game. And I was watching this game as well. And at one point, the Timberwolves went up on the Spurs. But instead, on this game, the Spurs actually found a way to win because Mitch finally said, you know what? Let me go ahead and play El Wembeyazo. Let me go ahead and leave him out there on the court. And what happened? They got a victory. I mean, it wasn't by double digits, but they found a way to win. Even though the Ant-Man dropped a heck of a number of points on him again, they still found a way to win. You know, and that's all. It was an ugly win, but at the end of the day, you're going to take it, Mike. An ugly win is a win.
It is a win is a win is a win. And I did the math, Joe. The Spurs need to play, I believe they have 39 games left, Joe.
Yeah, I can show you the numbers here because our good friend Paul Garcia, he's really good with the numbers, and he was showing you what the CTG was saying right now. So I'm going to show this because it coincides with your take. Go ahead, Mike.
No, the point I'm trying to make is we were asking, what does it take to be in the play-in tournament? What does it take to be in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Play-in tournament is to be number 7, 8, 9, or 10. And right now, the number 10 team is the LA Clippers, right?
Yeah.
So the LA Clippers have a winning percentage of .452. So extrapolate that by 82 games. That means 37 and 55. The Spurs have a record of what? 30 and 13. So 37 and 45 gets in, which means that in order for the Spurs, mathematically, as the pace is going right now, to make the play-in game, they would need to go 7 and 32 the rest of the way, Joe. I mean, come on. That's not going to happen, right? Now, to make the playoffs, Joe, to make the playoffs, they would need to be on pace to win 50 games. So they'd have to go 50 and 32. Can the Spurs go 20 and 19 the rest of the way? Because if the Spurs basically play 500 ball, 20 and 19 the rest of the way,
they're in the top
6. That's what the
look at this. This is interesting because our friend Paul Garcia, he's always good with the number crunching. So he's saying through 43 games, the Spurs are 30 and 13. He says, per the CTG, they're playing like a 53.6 win team. By record, they're on pace for 57 wins. Back-to-back Tuesdays against Houston. He goes, the Rockets were off on the day that he posted this. But the Spurs played yesterday, right? They played the Jazz yesterday, and today they're going to play the Rockets. Now, this is going to be in the Rockets' favor, no doubt, because the Spurs, they're coming off a back-to-back. Now, it's going to be interesting to me because they haven't said this. What is Mitch going to do with Wemby? Because, again, it's a back-to-back. Is he going to play? Is he going to be on let's say, a more, stringent minutes restriction? What are they going to do with him? Because I know they're trying not to go ahead and get him injured again. That's going to be interesting because I think the Spurs are going to have a better chance of winning the more time that Wemby's out there on the court.
Yeah, But if the Spurs can win without him being on the court 36 minutes, there's no need to keep him out there. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the thing, is that I like the Spurs going out there and getting a lead high enough so that they can pull Wemby out with 6 minutes to go in the game, which is what they did in the last game against Utah.
Yeah, but don't forget they got Kevin Durant on the Houston Rockets now.
Right.
7-footer who can shoot.
JHNSB says Ant looked a lot more generational Saturday when he saw Ant-Man go off for, what did he go off for? I'm looking at the box score here. He went off for 55 points against the Spurs.
Dropped a 50 piece.
Yeah, 55 points. He also shot the ball 33 times. I mean, he made a bunch of 3-pointers, but it's all usage, Joe. I mean,
Yeah.
55 points on 33 shots. Wemby had 39 points on 23 shots. It's the same percentages. It's just the usage is higher. One does not become more generational because they put up more shots. If that's the case, then that means Allen Iverson was generational. He wasn't. There's no more overrated player. You know, the two most overrated players of my lifetime in sports, basketball anyway, and I'm not saying that they were bad players.
Oh,
Kobe, Allen Iverson, the two most overrated players.
I knew you were going to put Kobe on the top of your list. You're a Kobe hater. You don't like Kobe.
Kobe Bryant is a top 20 player of all time. He's a top 20 player of all time. Yes. Actual and factual, like TLC said. Was he a top 10 player of all time? No. Was he a top 5 player of all time? He sure as hell wasn't a top 2 player.
And if you put him in the top 5, Mike said was ole, 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 stupid.
And then Allen Iverson. What? You want to know the hot take, Joe? You want to know the hot take?
What's the Hard Rock fact, bro? What is
Hard Rock fact? The most overrated football player of my lifetime is Barry Sanders. We see all the highlights of him looking great, right? We all forget the 9. Yeah, he broke out for a 40-yard run, but he also had like 12 times when he was stopped behind the line of scrimmage because he was dancing around like an idiot, and he got tackled behind the line of scrimmage. It wasn't because he had a bad offensive line all the time. Barry Sanders was always getting stuffed at the line, always getting stuffed for a 2-yard loss because he didn't know how to sit down, Joe. He didn't know how to give up on a play. And every once in a while, he'd break out for a great one, and he looked great, and he'd be juking people, look like a video game character in the open field. But everyone forgets about the times when he was getting stuffed for 2-yard losses every single time, not because the offensive line was bad, but because he tried too hard. Barry Sanders is overrated. There, I said it. It had to be said.
Look at Matt Gomez says, I need that on his shirt. They want that ole, ole, ole. Stupid. Sam and Matt, they love that chant, dude. I think they're going to put it into the SAFC chant. It's going into the cards.
We forgive you. We forgive you, Jeff Garcia. That ended up being a memorable moment for us. We forgive you.
Stupid.
Hey,
Jason Garcia has been giving us some super chats here. We got to go back here, way back. I'm going way back to go and get to the first super chat that he had here. We've had a lot of comments today, so I appreciate y'all for commenting.
Money talk.
So this was his first $2 super chat here. Thank you, Jason, by the way. He says someone needs to teach. Go ahead.
Yeah, someone has to teach Mark Cuban how to use hair dye. That's great.
He looks pretty bad, dude.
Well, he's in his 60s.
Just let it go gray, bro. Just let it go. I mean, if you're going to do that.
I know he's always looked younger than his age, but he's in his 60s.
Dude, if you're going to do it, just do the touch of gray where you just cover up a couple grays, but you just have the gray showing through. You don't want to look crazy like Vince McMahon, dude, and then just paint it all solid black. That looks weird, dude. That looks crazy. And we got another.
Well, I was going to say, I've been accused of using Just for Men. But I don't know what the hell's happening with my hair right now, Joe.
I told you.
I'm using new gel.
The Moco de Gorilla, no?
Oh my God.
You wearing LA look? What are you doing, man?
What I don't know, man. It's either playful or it's something like about Mary. I don't know, one of the two.
Get the Paul Mitchell gel, dude. That's good stuff, man. That's a good brand.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I started using stuff that was flaking off in my hair. It was gross. But Jason Garcia says chocolate on Mike for the club. What's the comment? What's the chocolate? I appreciate the $2 super chat. But what's the chancla for? I've always said that Kobe has been overrated. I've never had him ranked above 8 or 9 on my list. Never.
You said
You
he
know
was in the
what?
top 10, and then you put him in the top 10.
If you want to make an argument that he's in the top, that he's 8 or 9 or 10, because 1 through 7 are locks, Joe. You've got Jordan, you've got LeBron, you've got Kareem, you've got Duncan, you've got Wilt, you've got Russell, and you've got Oscar. Like, to me, the top 7 are pretty much set. Now, 8 through 15, you got to put somebody 8, 9, and 10, right? That's where you put in Steph Curry, you put in Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, you bring in Kobe Bryant, you put in Shaq, you could put in Kevin Durant, Dirk Nowitzki. There's about 10 players that you can conceivably say that are not any better than the others. Magic would have been a top 3 player if it wasn't for the AIDS. Okay?
Oh, man, Mike.
He would have been. Man, if he wasn't such a cochino, he would have been a top 3 player. He would have been. He was shut down in his early 30s, dude. He was shut down in his early 30s. And I'm glad that he's still around. But you cannot tell me that AIDS, HIV and AIDS, which, by the way, this all went down my freshman year of high school in the Holmes High School. I remember my friend George, his favorite player was Magic Johnson, how he was tearing up when the announcement was made, right? But you can't tell me that if Magic hadn't played in the 90s, from the early 90s to mid-90s like he should have, that he couldn't have elevated his game or couldn't have padded his stats to be an all-time great top 5 player. But he's not a top 5 player of all time. Why? Because of the cochino-ness that happened, dude, and contracting HIV. The same thing can be said about Tiger Woods. If you want to say that Jack Nicklaus is the greatest of all time, you can, because I don't think Tiger ever beat his record. Why didn't he beat his record? Because he was a cochino, right? Cochinos prevented certain things from happening.
So you're getting the chancla because Jason paid for it. On that note, let's go ahead and
Black Bucket says Kobe was an inefficient chucker, top 13. Dude, it's exactly right. He's the best 42% shooter of all time because that's what he shot, like 42.8%, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna look that up real fast. What was Kobe's stats? Well, let's go ahead and say this Kobe's stats, right? Kobe won titles with Shaq, right? Wasn't going without Shaq. Well, with Paul Gasol, when Gasol was a top 12 player at the time. Kobe's stats for his career, and by the way, he also decimated that Lakers team and robbed them of a future by hanging around too long. Kobe's stats for his career. He was a career 32.9 3-point shooter, Joe. You know what that's called?
No.
Basura. He was a 47% 2-point shooter. His effective field goal shooting, Joe, for his career, Kobe Bryant's effective field goal shooting for his career was 48.2. That's Jeremy Sohan-esque. He dunked like better than, you know what? Not even top 15.
No,
I'm sorry, Joe. 48.2% effective field goal shooting. He sucked as a shooter, Joe. He was outright trash as a shooter. 48.2. You know what that will put him as a percentile in the NBA this year? Like
what?
75, 80? I mean, I'll give you an example here, Joe. I'm going to call up the Spurs stats right now. What did I say? What was 48.2?
Yeah.
48.2. Let's look at the Spurs stats right now. Effective field goal shooting percentage, just to give you kind of a reference here as to what 48.2 gets you these days, Joe. And it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, well, just use you to play now because of whatever. But an effective field goal shooting percentage of 48.2. He would be on the Spurs team right now as the 3rd worst player. The only players that have less than a 48.2% effective field goal shooting percentage this year are Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant. Everybody else. Lindy Waters has a higher EFG. Jeremy Sohan has a higher EFG than 48.2, which was Kobe's what? Career.
Yeah.
Dude, the guy couldn't make a bucket, but he lived in LA. He was a good-looking guy. He got points for being good-looking, Joe. We talk about this all the time. That's why Dak Prescott is worth $60 million. Why? Because he looks good. He looks good. He looks good. He's charismatic. Good-looking and charisma gets you a lot of things in life, Joe.
They're talking about your Tiger Woods comment. This is like Will Ferrell said on Blades of Glory. I'm a sex addict. It's my cross to bear.
Let's look up Allen Iverson's stats, shall we? Played 14 years in the league. His effective field goal shooting percentage, Joe, was for his career was he was a career 46.3% shooter, right? Why are there no did the 3-point line not exist back then? Let's see here.
It did. It just wasn't. They didn't take as many.
Well, like Basketball Reference doesn't even have it as a reference point. I don't know. But Joe, give me somebody. You know what? Give some love to PF Chang's. I'm going to come back with Allen Iverson's stats to show you how garbage he was back in the day. But you know what? He looked good in tats, though. Practice? You're talking about practice?
Oh, Mike. We'll give some love to PF Chang's, and we'll come back to let Mike finish his take. PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast. Hey, you know what? Go ahead and finish your take here so we can show you some new
PF
merch.
Chang's, again, PF Chang's with the fantastic drinks, $8.99. Cocktails going on right now. Wednesdays is half off wine and champagne bottles. Again, the $8.99 cocktail collection. Do you think I found those stats, Joe? You know what Allen Iverson's effective field goal shooting percentage was for 14 years?
What was it?
45.2, which would be bottom 5 percentile in the NBA right now. He sucked. Allen Iverson sucked at basketball, and no one wants to say it. He did. He was a 31% three-point shooter for his career. Not like towards the latter part of his career. No, you average all together. He sucked. But there were certain players out there that were underappreciated, that were really good, Joe. Grant Hill was a really good player. Derrick Rose was a really good player, both derailed by injuries.
What
Both
about
of those guys.
Penny Hardaway?
Penny Hardaway was a really good player, though I don't think Penny was very efficient
He
necessarily.
was decimated by injury too, just like Grant Hill.
But yet the AI crossover, though, oh my God. I never got amazed by that, Joe. You know what? Was he winning games? No. He wasn't winning games.
He went to the finals.
One time, and he stomped on Eric Snow. Was it Eric Snow's? Was he didn't he stomp all over him? Or who was it that he stomped all over? I want to say it was Eric Snow. I could be wrong. It gets a little bit hazy. I was drunk back then.
We got something, though, that goes along with this is being reported by Jeff Garcia. So we got something now that's being reported by Jeff that's at the fan shop. And this is just a nice shirt, button-up shirt. But look at how it has that old English font. You know, that's nice, Mike. Mira. Sananto.
It's like the shirt. That's like the shirt Chica got me, dude. She got me a black T-shirt that has the patches that are all oldie. It's a good looking shirt. I mean, I got the shirt. I got this SATX Spurs.
I don't like that logo, dude. I've never liked that logo.
You know, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. You know, it's not the best Spurs logo, but you know what it doesn't have, Joe? Those fast breaking colors, those Fiesta colors. Like this, I can mess with here, dude. I love this, but dude, anytime I see a Spurs outfit, like they're like, hey, do you want to wear this? And it has the teal, the pink, and the orange. I throw up
No.
a little bit.
Why?
It's gross.
No, you don't like the Fiesta colors. That's what our
Hate
brand
the
is all
Fiesta colors.
about.
I hate the Fiesta colors.
That's puro. That's being raza. You're sticking to your roots because that's what Fiesta is all about. It's the diversity of the city, man.
That has no Fiesta is supposed to be about Texas independence. That's what.
But I'm
Fiesta
just saying, it's become an inclusion, and it includes every race that's here in the city because they have all these events that happen during Fiesta. It's more than just the colors. It's about the people, the representation of the people that live here, man.
Yeah, well, there aren't orange and teal people in San Antonio, dude. It's just
That's
not.
not what the colors are. It's more than just the colors, bro. It's like, God, Mike, you're just digging yourself in a bigger hole.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Look,
It's
he'd
better.
rather
It's
fight at Fiesta than wear the colors.
it's better than I don't know, man. It's better than the Bill Miller's outfit that they have over there. Ooh,
Oh God, that was awful, dude. Ugly.
yeah, that's
That was
gross,
ugly.
dude. Yeah, yeah. And I know that Fernandez comes on here frequently with that gear on. He has a lot of Spurs gear, which is really, really cool. But I'm surprised he went with the Bill. Oh no, but he used to work at Bill Miller's. So back in the day, he worked at Bill Miller's. So okay,
No.
okay, he gets a pass. Sean Quintero, because he worked at Bill Miller's back in the day, gets a pass. Everybody else doesn't. Everyone else, that's just Bill Miller's clothes. This cosplaying as Spurs gear is what that is, Joe.
You know what's funny? This reminds me of something that could be shown on was it an episode of Seinfeld, dude? So this is something that I just found right now on social media, just scouring through. So they have these two drunk fishermen that discover a dead whale and they decide to pull up alongside it and get on top of it. That's bad, dude, because we've all seen what happens with these whales when they kind of decompose. They explode all over the place.
Oh no! Don't tell me it doesn't.
No, I'm just saying that's like you just rolling the dice there, bro. Like you just rolling the
Oh
dice out of the
yeah.
stupidest things that you could have done.
Let's just
Oh,
lay
let
on
me get
on a floating carcass.
floating carcass. That probably stinks to me, dude. Like, come on, man. Why would you do that?
Hey, you've got some things that you're working on artsy wise, aren't you?
Yeah, I got some things. Like I said, this is just one of the things that I'm working on, which was these to give out. They're really nice here. We got some other stuff that we're
That's
working on.
nice.
I worked on some business cards. So I'm gonna work on some for you, me, and Sean. I got some made for Sean. I'll give you some, the metal ones. I'm gonna try to make some of those small metal business cards. They're real thin, but you can
Yeah.
put them inside your wallet. And I'm gonna try to make some let's say collectible cards to give out to the gente, you know. I want to put the big elote on one of them, and put like Wemby on the other side or something. So it's cool, to give out maybe at our party here. I'll try to make some stuff to give out to the people.
We
And
need
I'm
to
also go ahead.
we need to come up with a deck of cards, Joe. And
Yeah.
you're the king of hearts. I'm the Joker.
You know what's funny? They sell these, right? These business card bottle openers, and they have like the ace of hearts, the spade, and all that kind of stuff on there. It's like, you can get them and they're like the cards in the card deck, but you can get 10 of this one, 10 of that one. So yeah, we'll do something like that. And we do have some stickers. I'm probably going to order some more this week as well. So they'll come and we'll get them here. But yeah, I saw that stupid those stupid guys getting on top of that dead whale and it
Mhm.
just floating away. And somebody's like, heck no, sharks. I'm like, exactly. Things like to eat dead things in the ocean. You wouldn't
Mhm.
be wanting to be on top of the what do you call it? On top of the all you can eat buffet. You know what I mean? That's stupid, dude. That's something that I would never do. And look at JHNSB. Can we get an Area 210 drum? Now that's
Oh,
gonna be
nice.
expensive, dude.
Yeah, I can't take a drum into the Houston Toyota Center. I cannot take. I don't have Sperdanus's belt either. But what I was thinking about getting was one of those Asian drums that you have from Karate Kid 2, where you go like that, and it just goes do, 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 do on both sides.
Yeah.
That I
Uh,
might be able to take. Hey,
Look at
Joe.
Mike. Greg is saying, Joe, I got a bottle of whiskey from my company for you. What do you prefer, tequila, vodka, or whiskey? I'm a whiskey drinker, dude. I like whiskey.
That's a very good question. I love all three, but since I would be sharing with Chica, either the vodka or whiskey, either
No
one.
tequila.
I like tequila, but tequila is more of a vacation shot for me than it is like every day at home. If you're at home, I want to have vodka tonic, or I want to have a Jack and or a whiskey diet, or whatever the case would be. That's
Yeah.
like an everyday type of thing. Joe, I'm getting text messages right now about our events. I've had people reach out to us.
Yeah.
You know, the celebrations. It's as someone mentioned earlier on the chat, powered by
The
PF Checks
weather.
and Hard Rock. It's the elephant in the room. We're gonna make a decision on this tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I got to
But
talk with the people that are involved. I'm going to call Sean and see what what we think, and we're going to keep an eye out on the weather. I can't say anything officially right now because I have to talk with the people that are helping behind the scenes. But we'll make an announcement tomorrow morning when we come out on the show as far as what is going to happen, because we are closely monitoring the weather. And like Mike said, it's going to be cold starting on Friday. Weather's going to go and get worse Saturday into Sunday. And we don't want to be responsible for anybody going out there and getting in accidents and whatnot. So we're going to make an announcement tomorrow morning, Mike. How does that sound?
yeah, it sounds good. I'm looking at the weather conditions, the hour by hour weather predictions, and again, it changes by day by day. But the party's supposed to be from 6 to 10. You know, really, that means to midnight.
Yeah.
And basically, the party would be at 38 degrees when it kicks off, and down to 32 degrees by the time it ends.
It's
And
freezing.
it's cold and it's wet. I think being cold is fine. Like
Being
we
wet?
had we had our party there at the Hidden Tavern a while back, a couple of years ago or so. It was freaking cold. Chico's like, no one's gonna show up, and we had like 25 people show up,
Yeah,
right?
it was fun.
And it was cold, but it was dry. It was cold and
Yeah.
dry, so it was just get a jacket, right?
Yeah.
But we don't want anybody risking their lives in order to
Come out and hang out.
come out and hang out. Most definitely not.
Yeah.
But Joe, it's been a good show. We did an hour and a half today. Thank you so much for PF Chang's La Cantera and also for Hard Rock Cafe for sponsoring today's show. We're very blessed to have you guys, man. We're already almost a month into the year, man. And thank you to all those taking part in our walk challenge going on right now. Joe, some of the people that are winning right now, Sean Quintero, Black Bucket, are doing very, very, very well right now. We're going to get this going again for February as well. I've had a lot of visitors, Joe. I've had a lot of things going on that's prevented me from walking, but I really need to get back into it. But Alex is leading right now with more than 70 miles walked this month on the app.
Ooh, man, Alex is on it, dude. What about Jen?
Alonzo right behind him at 67 miles. Jen Noriega at 45. Black Bucket at 45.
Man,
very nice, dude. So we got a 4-horse race for the top prize.
top spot. Yeah, dude.
Mhm.
You know what I have over here in the corner? I just finally unboxed the what do you call it? The treadmill that I want at work. So it's a nice treadmill, dude. It's low profile, and you plug it in, right? And it has like this. It's heavy, dude. It has like this heavy motor. It's all made out of metal and everything. You plug it in, and it tells you like calories burned, how far you're walking, you know, how many miles, all that kind of stuff. It gives you a lot of data that you can use as you get on the treadmill and start to use it to burn calories. It even has an adjustment for the incline. So you can make it like a higher incline or a lower incline, however you'd like. It's pretty nice, dude. The thing is, it runs a couple bucks, dude. It's probably like maybe $350, $400. And they just gave it to me at work. I won it in a raffle that they had during Christmas, and they sent it here, and I finally got around to opening it up. So I'm going to put it up here and set it up. Next time you come into the office, I'm going to, hey, Mike, why don't you get on here real quick, dude? Tell me what you think of this bad boy.
Do 3 miles while doing the show. Set it at 2 miles an hour, and I'll just be walking the entire time.
I'm telling you, man.
I put together a towel rack yesterday, man. So I got my drill out yesterday. It was very good. It was very nice. You know, Chica was impressed with how quickly I put it together. Today I have a shoe rack I need to put together. It's a behemoth one because Chica's shoes and boots are vast. She's got so many, man. She's already angling in for a purse right now, man.
Oh man, what kind?
a Louis Vuitton purse, man. You know,
Yeah.
she's angling in. You know, no, I'm gonna get her one. I told her
Well,
I
you
like
have
getting her.
Valentine's Day coming up.
You see, that's what I'm pushing it out to, dude. I'm trying to push it out
Mhm.
to the Valentine's Day gift, not a it's January 20th gift, right? It's a Valentine's Day gift. You know, baby, let's wait till mid-February, right around the 14th. I'll get you that.
Yeah. You should buy it now if you're gonna buy it because when it gets closer to Valentine's, they hike the prices up on stuff, man.
That's true. That's true. But tonight, Spurs take on the Rockets. Rockets are favored by 4.5 points. I will be in attendance, Joe. Will I be doing chants? What would be the most popular chant to do?
Ole, ole,
Ole,
ole,
ole, ole,
stupid.
stupid. We'll be talking about the Spurs game tonight. I mean, tomorrow when we come back.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the time. 7 p.m. tip-off on Peacock, Joe. On Peacock. People are going to be complaining about that, Joe. So we'll tell everybody what happened during the game.
It's free on Channel 4 if you have over the air antenna, man.
Oh,
Like all these it's the pores are what really upset me when you get on social media. Where channel is the game on? And then you tell them because they can't Google it on their own. Oh, I can't watch it. Does anybody have a link? Because I don't have Peacock. You don't have over the air TV. Like you just plug an antenna and you can watch it.
who has an antenna, Joe?
I do, man. I have my whole
Joe, you're a
wired.
tech guy. You are a tech guy. A normal person who's not an IT or computers
That's poor
or any.
shenanigans, Mike, to be out there on Facebook in the official Spurs group. Give me a link. Send me a link. I'm like, bro, you can't afford $5.99. Come on, man. Like, what is
That's
it?
funny.
Then when they said that last time, dude, and I saw that in the Spurs group, I'm like, I almost commented, go make more money.
Make
You
more
know?
money. And speaking of
I
make more
can't
money,
afford
here's
to
my
watch the
number.
game. Yeah.
Here's my number 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. You have questions about retirement planning, investments, life insurance, long-term care, disability. Give me a call 210-508-0369. You know you don't like your financial guy. You know you have a financial advisor that never calls you, doesn't hang with you, doesn't know who you are. Give me their accounts. Let me look at them. Let me give you a good impression, a second set of eyes, if you will. And maybe I can offer something better. Maybe I can offer something that is more intriguing, maybe with more upside, with more downside protection. Give me a call, 210-508-0369. I'm already getting hit up right now about a life insurance policy. So I got to give a guy a call that just texted me right now. So again, the
There
number's
you go.
508-0369. Again, you want to make money so you can afford that Peacock, you want to afford that Amazon, give me a call.
Or buy over the air antenna, an HD antenna, so you can watch the game for free.
Matt Gomez asking the question, Mike, are you good with CDs? It depends on, but by the way, the next of me wanted to say, you mean CDs, and then answer say something else. But no, it depends on your age. It depends on your age and how long you plan to invest.
There you go.
We have a lot of people who are in their 50s and 60s and 70s who have CDs and certificates of deposits from the bank, and oftentimes they'd be more beneficial to be outside of that doing something similar. But it depends on the situation. Give me a call, 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. Everyone have a fantastic time. Go Spurs, go, and congratulations again to Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mania lives.
All right,
Joe,
we'll see you boys tomorrow.
and we'll have news about the party tomorrow. See ya.
Yep. Peace.